Young and the Restless next week. Victor confesses. Phyllis turns to Billy and cast member dies. Of course, Tracy is not engaged to who she thinks. And it seems pretty certain by now that fake Alan is really his sociopath twin brother, Martin. Unless Young and the Restless has done something bizarre and gave Alan DID or some other mental health issue. Knowing Josh's love of mental health issues. Maybe so, kind of shocking. But Tracy is engaged to the culprit who abducted Sharon and Phyllis, as you know. And he was playing these life-threatening psychological games with them. Fake Alan may be getting sloppy next week. And Tracy's starting to wonder if she is sleeping with the enemy. If she's in deep with a man she really doesn't know at all. So going into next week, we have Alan and Paris alone plotting some surprise for Tracy. And whatever fake Alan's up to, we're going to see Tracy beginning to doubt everything when more red flags crop up. Y&R spoilers. Tracy shaken to the core? Next week's spoilers for Young and the Restless have Tracy shaken up and confiding in Jack. And Tracy tells Jack that she does not think Alan is who he claims to be. So he must do something to freak Tracy out next week because she's had blinders on. It could be that Kyle connects some more dots. You know, maybe he mentions fake Alan's phone alerts to Chance Chancellor, Connor Floyd. The thing is, even if they do wonder if Alan is somehow connected to the kidnapping, I still don't think anybody's going to immediately suspect he's really Martin. So we'll see if Tracy gets on that Paris flight to reunite with her fiancé or stays safely with her family. If she doesn't follow him to Paris, fake Alan may lose it. And all his crazy may come out. But I still think there's a little more story to play out. I'd expect this all to blow up in May sweeps, maybe at Tracy and fake Alan's wedding. Young and the Restless spoilers. Phyllis's meltdown. Also next week, Young and the Restless spoilers see Phyllis going downhill fast. This past week, Summer Newman, Allison Lanier, already told Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, that Phyllis is acting erratic and wanted him to come check on her mom. Nick agreed and went along. But he's not the man that Phyllis needs. Next week, she is in the midst of kind of a complete and total meltdown. And this may be about more than just her and Sharon's recent kidnapping. Phyllis has been circling the drain for some time now, really since she faked her death. And then, you know, she had to deal with the fallout from Summer and Daniel Romalotti, Michael Graziadei. Then she spiraled into that revived obsession over Danny Romalotti, Michael Damian, and basically being a petty rival to Christine Williams, Laura Lee Bell, and Danny rejected Phyllis over and over and over. And he settled down with cricket. Then Phyllis, of course, had to deal with Heather Stevens, Vale Bloom, S. Murder and Sharon framing Daniel, so it's just a whole lot. Young and the Restless spoilers. Billy's role and potential romance. All of that built up, and the trauma from being kidnapped just piled onto it. So next week it all comes to a head. And it looks like Phyllis just completely implodes. Y&R spoilers for the week have Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, with Phyllis. She's breaking down, says she can't let her kids see her like this. Of course Billy's there, he wants to help. And it does seem that Phyllis has an idea of how Billy could help her. But when Phyllis is in one of her spirals, her ideas are usually wackadoo or lead to a disastrous outcome, so this could be really bad. And not just for her, but also for Billy. So lots of people are worried in Genoa City about Phyllis, so of course, Billy's going to be there for Phyllis among other people. But Billy showing up like that could cause problems for him and Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope. And it's increasingly looking like both Billy and Phyllis have feelings for each other that neither of them has fully realized. And her breakdown next week could be a turning point for Billy and Phyllis. We'll see. Y&R. Victor's hidden past. Unveiling secrets with Alexander Dumas. The last Y&R spoiler we have is for Victor Newman, Eric Braeden. He's got a meeting with Michael Baldwin, Christian LeBlanc, next week. And the two start discussing Alexander Dumas, the guy who owns the companies that Damian Kane, Jermaine Rivers, is running. And once they start talking, Michael realizes that Victor's actually confessing that there's some hidden history with him and Dumas that Michael doesn't know about already. And Victor confirms to Michael, yes, that's true. So when Victor had Michael looking into Dumas and Damian Kane, he left out his own personal past involvement with this mystery man. And it's probably that Victor had some sort of past business dealings with the guy. And it might be shady because the mustache is shady all the time. So, I wonder if Damian and Victor might also have some past history that the Y&R writers are inventing right now, because judging by Victor's demeanor, whatever this hidden past is with Dumas that he's confessing to Michael, it's not a good thing. Maybe it ended badly. Maybe they did something sketchy together, we'll see. And that could also be why Victor agreed to look into Damian further. He may be worried that Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, is getting too close to sketchy people other than himself, you know. And Victor may feel like even though he did Lily dirty before, he needs to watch out for her now to honor Neil Winters, Christophe St. John. Victor may also fill in Michael about his history with Dumas pretty soon. Let's hope, because Victor has tasked Michael to look out for Lily and follow up with her on all of this. Remembering Wings Hauser. A tribute to The Young and the Restless has seen its share of heartbreak and scandal. But next week's The Young and the Restless is gearing up to deliver one of the most emotionally charged weeks in recent memory. Between Victor Newman's shocking confession, Phyllis Summer's dangerous new alliance, and a real-life tragedy that hits the cast and fans hard, the week promises to leave everyone talking, and in tears. Victor's stunning confession shakes Newman family to the core. For months, Victor, Eric Braeden, has been playing puppet master, manipulating his children and keeping secrets under the guise of protecting the Newman empire. But the toll of his deceit finally catches up with him next week when he makes a confession that no one in the family sees coming. According to early teasers, Victor gathers his family at the Newman Ranch: Nikki, Nick, Victoria, and Adam, for what begins as a tense family meeting and quickly devolves into an emotional reckoning. Victor admits that he's been hiding the truth about a critical piece of the Newman legacy. "Everything I've done was to protect this family," he declares, his voice breaking. "But the cost? It's been too high." Rumors suggest that Victor confesses to orchestrating a cover-up involving a business rival's mysterious disappearance years ago. Something that could not only destroy his empire but also land him behind bars. The confession stuns Nikki, Melody Thomas Scott, who has stood by her husband through countless schemes but now begins to question whether she ever truly knew the man she married. Nick, Joshua Morrow, and Victoria, Amelia Heinley, are left torn between loyalty and justice, while Adam, Mark Grossman, sees an opening to reclaim his own power within the Newman family, though even he seems shaken by Victor's vulnerability. The once unbreakable patriarch shows rare remorse, hinting that his time as Genoa City's untouchable kingpin may be nearing its end. "Maybe," Victor says in a rare moment of reflection, "it's time for the great Victor Newman to pay his dues." Phyllis turns to Billy, and sparks fly. Meanwhile, Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, finds herself at another crossroads. After months of scheming, betrayal, and heartbreak, she's hit rock bottom, again. Her relationships with Nick and her children are strained, her business ventures unstable, and her reputation teetering on the edge. But instead of self-destructing, Phyllis makes a bold move. She turns to an unlikely ally, Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson. It all starts when Billy spots Phyllis drowning her sorrows at society. He approaches with that familiar mix of charm and danger, offering her a sympathetic ear. What begins as light banter quickly turns intimate as the two reminisce about their chaotic history. "You and I," Phyllis smirks, twirling her martini glass. "We were either perfect together or perfectly disastrous." "Maybe both," Billy replies with a grin that could melt steel. The chemistry between them, long dormant, suddenly reignites. But this isn't just about romance. It's about survival. Phyllis confides in Billy that she's being targeted by someone from her past, a shadowy figure who's been digging into her fake death scheme and threatening to expose everything. Billy, ever the rebel with a cause, offers his help. "If someone's coming for you," he says, "they're going to have to go through me first." Their late-night conversation turns emotional, then electric. By the end of the week, spoilers tease a passionate kiss that catches both of them off guard. A moment that could change everything. But not everyone will be thrilled about this rekindled connection. Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, is said to be furious when he discovers what's going on, setting up a fiery confrontation between brothers. With Jack's trust already shaken by Diane's, Susan Walters' manipulations, Billy's involvement with Phyllis could drive a permanent wedge between them. For Phyllis, though, it's about more than love. It's about finally having someone in her corner. But as always with Phyllis, alliances come at a cost. Tragedy strikes. Cast member dies suddenly. While Genoa City is reeling from on-screen chaos, the real world is facing heartbreak of its own. Next week, The Young and the Restless will also pay tribute to a beloved cast member whose sudden passing has left fans devastated. Although CBS has yet to release official details, insiders confirm that the show plans to air a special dedication episode honoring the late actor, a longtime member of the Y&R family whose warmth, humor, and legacy touched both cast and viewers alike. The episode will reportedly feature behind-the-scenes footage and emotional tributes from co-stars, with Eric Braeden, Melody Thomas Scott, and Michelle Stafford all expected to share heartfelt messages. "We lost not just a colleague," Stafford shared in a recent interview, "but a member of our family." Fans can expect the storyline surrounding the actor's character to be handled with deep respect, allowing Genoa City to mourn in a way that mirrors real life. The tribute episode will serve as both a goodbye and a celebration of the actor's remarkable contribution to daytime television. The loss has cast a somber shadow over the Y&R set, with production sources saying the atmosphere has been emotional but united. The show's producers are reportedly crafting a storyline that honors the actor's spirit while providing closure for fans who have followed the character for decades.